Hey everyone, welcome back to some more Planescape Torment. Where we left off, we explored, I believe, the majority of this upper ward, and now it's time for us to check out the Brothel of Slaking Intellectual Lusts, because it's here, and so why not? We're pretty intellectual. We've got intelligence, I think, of 17 or of 18. So let's head on in.
Done. Done.
This is a pretty innocuous entrance.
Sure, why not?
I shall serve.
Enjoy your stay with us. Hello, Fall from Grace. Before you was a stunning, golden-haired woman, dressed in an azure and violet dress, with two long, elegant wings draped across her shoulders. She is surveying the room with a slight smile. She is easily the most beautiful woman you have ever seen. Greetings, miss.
Well met, traveler. How may I help you?
The woman turns as you address her. She takes your measure, then nods slightly. You notice her eyes are azure, the exact same color as her dress. And then she said what she said to us. Who are you?
Updated my journal.
I am called Fall from Grace. She studies you for a moment. You are new to Sigil. Are you not? No. I suspect I have been here for quite some time, actually. Fall from Grace raises an eyebrow. Indeed? Yes. But that is a long tale, perhaps longer than I know. I'm more interested in what this place is. This is the Brothel of Slaking Intellectual Lusts. She studies you for a moment. I take it by your question that you did not intend to partake of this establishment. Brothel of Slaking Intellectual Lusts? Oh, what kind of brothel is this? I established this brothel to give those lustful fevers that strike the mind more avenues of expression rather than simply carnal. Much pleasure can be had in conversation and engaging in the verbal arts with others. Sounds dull. I assure you, it is not. Tour the brothel. See for yourselves. So this is a brothel where there's no sex, only of a psychological nature. Rest assured, it is still quite stimulating. I have to ask, why did you establish such a place? Fall from Grace raises an eyebrow. That is an odd question. She frowns. I don't think anyone has ever asked me that, at least directly. My apologies, Lady Grace. I did not mean to be so direct. I was merely curious. Oh, no apologies are necessary. I am more than happy to discuss the reasons with you, if you wish. I would like to hear them, yes. Part of the answer to your question requires that you know that I am a member of the Society of Sensation. Our faction believes that one should experience as much of the multiverse as possible. And that is why you established this place? The brothel is intended to slake the lusts of even the hardened intellectual. It is designed to stimulate the mind, to heighten one's awareness of themselves and others, to create new ways of experiencing another person. It is for those who seek something more than the shallow physical pleasures that fill the hive and lower wards. I see. So this establishment just encourages intellectual fencing rather than, well, the other kind of fencing. Women here must be special indeed. The women here are aspiring sensates. They have come to me in search of instruction to prepare themselves to enter the faction. Also, many of them have a natural grasp of language that can shatter the crust of the most hardened individual. I see. So the ladies are ladies in training, so to speak. Yes. I hope that by learning the art of language and its subtleties, that the patrons and the students here may learn more about themselves, what is only as limited as their command of the language. To be able to employ language to evoke emotions in others is a tremendous skill. Huh. I see. Can I ask you some other questions? Yes. Who are you again? I am Fall from Grace. She smiles slightly. Can it be you have forgotten me already? No, not at all. Next, Joanna hisses. What are you on about? Bandying them fancy words around. Has your sense left you? I was just complimenting her so she would pardon my rudeness. Anna, alright? She spits. You're playing the dandy, so's you are. You're more the fool than you for doing it with a fiend. Are you bound her? Are you bound for the Cackle House next? Fall from Grace becomes somber as she glances back and forth between the two of you. No offense was meant. Forgive my teasing. No harm was done, and no apologies are necessary, my lady. Can I ask you some other questions? Yes? Oh, you can ask her to join you on your travels. Okay, so she's a PC. Oh, I guess that makes sense. She's voiced. Okay. Huh. I've never had her in my group, just as a heads up. So, I wonder how you get her to join. I don't think I could just ask her. This is her establishment, so, well, let's figure out more of this place. If I may ask, Lady Grace, the wings on your back, you're not human, I take it? She's one of the fiends, one of the succubi she is. She'll take your measure, then she'll take your soul to the lower planes, so she will. Your companion is correct. I'm a lesser Tanari, more specifically, a succubus. I'm afraid we're a little too common in the lower planes and elsewhere for our own good. Most of my race spend their time seducing mortals with various pleasures of the flesh. And you?
Updated my journal.
I'd like to think that I have distanced myself from that. It is ultimately a trivial and non-productive way for one to spend one time here in the multiverse. There is much more to life. Wouldn't you agree? Perhaps so. Can I ask you something else? Well, she's very polite, and I can at least ask her questions a bit more directly. I came here looking for help. Perhaps you can help me. Help? What kind of help were you looking for? I seem to have lost my memories. In doing so, I've lost myself. You have been stricken with amnesia? Fall for Grace looks pained. How terrible. Do you have any idea how it happened? Not really. At least, not that I can remember. I woke up on a slab in the mortuary, and everything before that is black. You awoke in the mortuary? Yes. I think the dustman mistook me for being dead. Or I was dead. Or something. All I know is that I regenerate wounds quickly. I could be immortal, but I don't even know how. I don't even know that for sure. Falcon Grace seems to be approaching you with renewed interest. Appraising you with renewed interest. Wow, I'm terrible at this today. Those scars on your body. She reaches out a hand, as if to touch you. May I? Sure. Falcon Grace drags her finger across your chest lightly, tracing the edges of your scars and following the curves where they blend into some of your tattoos. She seems fascinated. These scars do look as if they have taken several lifetimes to accumulate. They certainly do, though some are more recent. Falcon Grace steps back. Some of those wounds would have been fatal to a normal man. What do you intend to do now? I need to get my memories back, and my life back. I intend to scour the plains and search inside myself until I can piece together who I am and what brought me to this state. Fall from Grace is still thinking, her finger tapping her chin. I must say, I've never met a man who had lost himself in the literal sense. She raises an eyebrow. Forgive me, but your condition is intriguing. Intriguing. Frightening is more like it. I don't like not knowing who I am, what I may have done, who my enemies are, and who are my friends. I have offended you with my words. Fall from Grace bows her head. I give my apology, if you will have it. Never mind. No harm done. Fall from Grace nods. If it will help, you are welcome to tour the brothel. Several of our students are well versed in the verbal arts. Perhaps some of them will be able to rekindle your memories. I'm grateful. I may go speak to them then. Farewell, Fall from Grace.
Updated my journal.
Fall from Grace suggested I speak with the students in the brothel, that interacting with some of them might spark my memory of who I am. Well, I see a girl up there. Let's
Endure. I hear your words. Your will be done.
That con will leave you down here, pretend as if
Your
you're going to
will
talk
be done.
to Miss
I
Fall
shall
from
serve.
Grace.
Yeah? Okay.
Done.
I don't want to just interrupt her. Oh, hello. All right, well, she's talking to her patron. We'll talk to this lady. This older-looking noblewoman greets you with an elegant courtesy. Well met, sir. Might I be so bold as to say, before you ask anything of me, that I am a patron here, and not one of the students. Oh, you're a patron? She nods. That is correct, young sir. I came here one evening to see for myself why my husband was constantly paying visits to the place. I became fast friends with a number of the prostitutes, and so here I am. It's not only for men to enjoy good conversation, you know. Well, that's true enough. Can I ask you a question? Of course. What can you tell me about this place? The brothel is a school established by Fall from Grace. She tutors aspiring members of the Society of Sensation the delicate art of language and communication. If what I have been told is correct, the brothel supports itself with donations from its wealthier patrons. Oh. Can I ask you something else as well? She nods. Of course. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? Ravel Puzzlewell. I must confess I do not. That's all I wish to know then. Farewell. Sorry for interrupting. Can I help you with something? Or maybe you can.
Okay.
Right.
This tall, elegant woman, with her sharp features and regal demeanor, is a striking example of aristocratic beauty. Her clothes appear to be spun of silver thread, and a small phial dangles from her necklace. She is perfumed with an exotic, erotic scent that seems to draw you towards her. Greetings, miss. She looks you over, arching an eyebrow with what you sense to be disdain. Greetings. My name is Vivian. Am I to presume I am being summoned? No. I just had some questions. She nods imperiously. Go on, then. What are you doing here? Aside from my work as a student here? I'm looking for something, actually. You would not happen to have smelled it, would you? Smelled it? Yes, I have a particular scent that seems to have gone wandering. 'Tis somewhat difficult to keep in one place. I hope that someone did not take it by accident. Though you never know. With the ladies around here, she frowns. So by any chance, have you smelled it somewhere? How can a scent go wandering? Vivian shakes her head. I had meant to infer that it had been taken. The ladies here are a bit jealous at times, and have been known to take my various perfumes for themselves. This time, though, someone has absconded with my own personal scent. I worked on that scent, perfected it, and now poof, 'tis gone. I need not bear such annoyances. Vivian stomps her feet. I want that scent back, and I want it now. How would you know if you found it? You would know it by smell, I assure you. 'Tis quite striking, especially to men. I can help you. Vivian seems dubious. Are you certain? I do not wish to impose. Oh, no imposition. I expect a reward. She rolls her eyes. As I should have expected from your brutish mercenary appearance. Very well. Recover my scent, and I shall aid you with yours. Mine? She smirks and points at you. Yes, yours. That foul vinegary smell. Ugh. 'Tis in your skin, too. No bathing will remove that stink. How would you do this, and how would it benefit me? To answer your first question, I possess certain skills, magical in nature, which I shan't elaborate upon further, which allow me to create and change one's scent. And the benefits? I can't believe I'm asking this. I have intelligence of 17, for crying out loud. You don't go around smelling, nameless one. It's just bad. At least not smelling bad. You simply cannot deny the fact that the smell of a man or woman plays an important part in how well one is received. Whether you've been told so or not, I'm quite certain people are at least a tad put off by that deathly aroma of yours. It might increase your charisma considerably to smell a bit better, you know. Very well, I'll find your scent for you.
Updated my journal.
A deal is done, then. Should you run across it, let me know. I am somewhat anxious to get it back. A one-of-a-kind scent, really. Can I ask you something else first? She nods. Go ahead. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? Isn't she some historical figure? I can't quite recall. Who is she? A night hag from Sigil's past, I think.
Updated my journal.
Oh, I hope she stays in the past then. Night hags are foul creatures, besmirching all femininity everywhere in the plains. You may wish to ask... Oh, I can't pronounce that name. Eves? Eves. We'll go with Eves, everyone. You may wish to ask Eves. She knows all sorts of peculiar little tales. That's all I wish to know, then. Farewell. Oh, nice. Alright, and this girl's done talking to...
Right.
whoever she was talking to. I'm going to assume all women here are actual students. This dark-haired, pale-skinned woman has a cultured, refined look about her. As she turns to you, you note that her eyes, which you had previously thought to be gray, are the color of brutish steel. Greetings. The woman's voice is soft, calm, and without inflection. It has a certain far-away quality, as if somehow not attached to her. Greetings. I am called Dolora. May I serve you somehow? In what ways can you serve me, Dolora? She blinks her eyes and touches her hand to her heart, bowing her head slightly. I am able to debate any scholarly or academic matter quite proficiently, if that is your wish. I am also well versed in various games of strategy, should you wish to play something, though I have the materials for few such games here. Could we play a game, then? Of course. Is there anything in particular you wish to play? I don't really remember any games, so no. Here, then, allow me to show you one. Dolora brings out a thin, lacquered box, which unfolds into a small board marked with a grid. The contents of the box prove to be a number of polished stone chips, half of them black, half of them white. This game goes by many names. Shall I explain the rules to you? Yes, please. Dolora explains to you the rules of the game, how the chips are moved, how one bests one's opponent. It seems somehow faintly familiar to you. The rules are simple, yes? But a great deal of complexity lies within the game itself. It takes a great deal of time to master. Shall we play? Yes, let's. As you play, you come to realize that you've done so before. You recall various ploys and strategies that have won you previous games, trying every trick you know to beat her. Suddenly, a strange feeling comes over you, a memory trying to surface. Allow the memory to surface. Memories of a smoke-filled field of battle begin to fill your mind. Atop a great hill overlooking the fighting, you sat, mounted upon a massive four-legged beast. The braying of horns carried your orders to the troops below. Even as you watched, your forces divided, fleeing left and right as the foreign army fought its way up the hill to slay the enemy lord. You. The fools, you had thought, lips curling into a wicked smile. My knights shall charge down the hillside and stop their advance in an instant. And at that very moment, my retreating footmen will fall in to crush their flanks, and yet another victory will soon be mine. You suddenly realize Dolora is watching you intently. Are you feeling well? We might take up the game another day, If you so wish. No, let's continue the game, Delora. My apologies. Throughout the game, Delora seems to counteract all but your most crafty moves one after another. Despite your best efforts, you at last fall beneath her well-calculated strategies. She does not smile or gloat, however, but quietly begins to put the game away. You are a fine player. In time, I am certain you could become a master of the game. Thanks. But do you always play so mercilessly? Delora nods. Mistress Grace instructed me to hold nothing back, for another of her students plays so that her opponent will always just manage a win. It was Mistress Grace's desire that I provide a different sort of experience, a true challenge, rather than something that might be pleasing to one's ego. Good, I understand, and had some other questions for you. This is awesome. I would love it. That'd be great. Oh man, good for her. What I'm thinking here is that I enjoy games when people don't hold anything back as well. I tend to do so whenever I fight someone by, like, in any miniature game or game I play. I don't, aside from online competitive games when other people are depending upon me to bring my all. But if I'm fighting someone one-on-one, odds are I won't use the best tactic or even the best units when I play. I'll attempt to weaken myself slightly, as it were, just to give myself more of a challenge and give my opponent a little bit of an edge. Delora casts her eyes to the floor with a sound that might be a sad sigh. I am willing to serve you as a patron, but I have no wish to answer other questions at this time. My apologies, but I fear that you shall simply have to bear with that for the time being. What's wrong, Delora? Anything I can help you with?
Updated my journal.
She looks up from the floor into your eyes. Once more you are struck by the pale smoothness of the skin, the cold depths of her silvery eyes. No. No, I fear not. My troubles are a matter of the heart. In time, I think, all things shall be resolved. Are you certain there's nothing I could do? Aww. She might be back in college. I've been walking down the path and, this was like super late at night. My college had a light path and the dark path. The dark path was unlit completely and went around the lake. And I was walking down that path, because at night, I don't know, it was fun, I guess. And, people took it, I don't remember why people took it. And I'm sorry for going off topic, but this reminds me of this instance. And there was a girl walking down that path the other direction, crying. And so when I saw her walking up down the distance, because there was no clouds in the sky, the moon was out. I was like, hey, like person on the dark path. And so she looked up and tried to stop, and I stopped to ask if she was okay. And her response was mostly the same thing, like, no, I'll be okay. But I got her to actually talk in the end. She had broken up with her boyfriend, and it was tough for her, and oh, it was so sad. But I gave her a confidence boost, and everything would be okay. I wonder, wow, that was so long ago now. All right, sorry about that. Let's get back to this. Are you certain there's nothing I could do? Certain? Delora pauses as if thinking. No, I am not. My first love, Merriman, possesses still the keys to my heart. So long as he has them, I shan't be free to love another. This is the cause of my melancholy, of my... Oh, I think I pronounced that correctly. Why don't you seek him out and speak with him? Dolores shakes her head. I may not leave this place. The reasons why are deeply personal, and not to be shared with strangers, even ones who might bestow a kindness upon me. But suffice to say that I cannot seek out Merriman myself. Then I'll find this Merriman, and speak to him on your behalf.
Updated my journal.
Delora nods, the slightest hint of a smile appearing on her lips. She bows her head. Were you to find and speak with Merriman, I would be most grateful. He is a member of the Society of Sensation, so you may wish to ask him at the Civic Fest Hall. I'll return when I find him then. Farewell. Oh wow, we're gonna pick up lots of quests while we're in here. Oh, look at these things. I believe these are Modrons, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, we'll
as well?
We'll have honesty over there. This strange cubic creature seems to be as much machine as it is organic. As you approach the thing, it silently stares at you with wide, unblinking eyes. Its face hasn't the slightest trace of emotion on it. Oh, come on, Chief. We're in a building full of some of the sexiest chits this side of the multiverse, and you're stopping to talk to Modrons? Oh, what can you tell me about them, Mort? Mort makes a noise of utter disgust. Ugh, what's there to say? They're annoying little clockwork pests. They're always working to impose law and order upon the multiverse. Not good, mind you, just law. Let's just forget about them and go chat up the ladies, huh? My apologies, Mort, but I'm going to talk to the Modron. Oh, fine, whatever, but don't say I didn't warn you. You probably won't get anywhere with them, though, Chief. They're an odd lot to talk to. Hello? Its voice has a metallic, reverberating quality to it, as if it were more sound played out on some warped musical instrument than true speech. Your greetings is returned. There was a soft click as the creature blinks. An awkward silence hangs in the air between the two of you. Hello. Can I ask you some questions? Identify yourself to us. I am not sure who I am. We would know why this is so. I don't know myself. I just can't remember. All things should have a name. All things should be identified. We find your answer unsatisfactory, but it shall have to suffice for the present. The creature pauses and blinks at you. We would identify ourselves as Modrons, Quadrone type, winged variant, to the subject. Okay, I have some questions now. The subject is free to ask a question. I am trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? We do not. If you are not currently in the process of doing so, we would suggest a methodical approach and questioning of each of the inhabitants of this building. I had another question. The subject is free to ask a question. I like these things. What can you tell me of this place? A building located in the section of Sigil commonly known as the Clerk's Ward. We cannot give exact coordinates as to the surface of Sigil changes at intervals we have not determined as of the present. The building itself is known as the brothel of slaking intellectual lusts. It serves as what may be broadly defined as a language school. The students of the school are primarily females who intend to, at some point, we have not determined, and which varies from student to student, become a factotum of the Society of Sensation. The Society of Sensation. We will provide a brief summary as to what the Society of Sensation is defined as. A faction whose core belief is that with experience comes true understanding of the multiverse and its secrets. Thank you. Something else? What are you doing here? Our purpose here is observation. What are you observing? We are observing one of the establishment's staff. Who are you observing? As previously stated, we are observing one of the establishment's staff. Yes, but who exactly are you observing? The object of our scrutiny is named Dolora. Why are you watching her? We have not been informed as to the specific purpose or purposes which resulted in our being given our present task. The command of our superior Pentadrone is sufficient reason to perform said task. As such, the purpose or purposes are irrelevant to us. Fair enough. So they're under orders, they obey these orders, they do not care. Why they're observing her, and making notes about what she is doing. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? We know nothing of any being or object possessing such an appellation. Farewell, then. That wasn't so bad, Mort. Subject is now conversing with a human female subject. Hello, Mr. Patron. This kindly-looking older man turns as you approach and nods politely. Greetings. Something I might help you with? Can I ask you some questions? Certainly. Go ahead, young man. Oh, what are you doing here? Oh, what most men do here, young fellow. Chatting with the fair ladies of the brothel. Any of them in particular you recommend? I would have to say... no, strike that. Well, young man, I'm unsure of what you were after. Were I certain of what sort of conversation you would find enjoyable, perhaps I would be more qualified to make a suggestion. Okay, that's more than fair. What can you tell me of this place? The old man smiles, his eyes twinkle. I can tell you that it is a most wondrous establishment. The ladies here are oh so enchanting. Even that deliciously mouthy Kimaxi, in her own special way. But please, young sir, speak to Fall from Grace of the brothel. As a brothel's proprietor, she may share with you much greater insights into the place than I have to offer. Okay, fair enough. Do you know anything about Ravel Puzzlewell? I know little save for legends that most every child has heard, that she is a night hag, but one especially evil, and that she was banished from Sigil long, long ago. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? No, I do not, and I fear that were it right beneath my own nose, I would not realize it. I have nearly no sense of smell remaining, you see. Sad, I know, but we all age. I'm told Vivian always gives off the most beautiful fragrance. That's all I wish to know then. Farewell, sir. Hey, this is really awesome. Everyone's so polite in this place. Alright, so we should do as Modron suggested and form a methodical approach to this. So we will start by going to Fall from Grace and seeing what she has to say.
I shall serve.
How may I help you?
I have a question for you, Miss Fall from Grace. Can you tell me about the Sensates? The Sensates are a faction of Sigil that is devoted to experience. Without experience, without sensation, we are blinded to much of the multiverse. Thus, Sensates seek to experience as much as possible. When all is experienced, then the truth of the multiverse shall reveal itself. Do something else? Alright, so I can't ask her about any of the people here. Okay. Alright, so she can't help us with our current quest.
I will hear you. Your will be done.
I'm gone. All right. Done.
Oh, hello. Can I shut the door?
Done.
I can't shut
What?
the door. Or can you shut the door from the other side?
What's up, Chief?
Finem's book and 1 copper common. As you make it to search the Amore, its handles suddenly yank out of your grasp as the drawers slam themselves shut. A disdainful "Humph" issues from the cabinet. Hello? Hello indeed. The Amore gives another "Humph." Humph. So what have we here? A rogue after some lady's frilly undergarments, You talk? Do I? Why, yes, I do. Who are you? I am Lewis. And who are you, thoughtless, uncouth fellow, rummaging about in other people's things? Never mind that. What are you doing here? Well, sir, if you must know, I am being an Amore. But why are you being an Amore in this brothel? I happen to have become an Amore because I want to be an Amore. Thank you very much. It's not to watch the ladies undressing, nor to have them place their soft, sweet-smelling undergarments in my drawers. They can rub against my skin. Such accusations are an insult to the practitioner of the magic arts. I am merely soaking in the experience of what it means to be an Amore. The sights, the smells, the sensations. So all the women know about this, then? Yes! Yes, they do. And they wholeheartedly approve of, well, not with their entire hearts, exactly. And while they have not spoken of their approval in my presence, since they are not exactly aware I am Amore, I would not want them to know that I am anything but. And so I have not been able to inquire upon the matter. I'll need something from you to keep quiet about this one. Very well. Open the 3rd drawer, you scalawag. As you reach your hand into the drawer, it slams shut with great force. You only barely manage to withdraw your fingers in time. Haha, cretin, idiot. Open the drawer, I said. And you reach in. He slams the drawer again for emphasis, and then begins to shaking with laughter. I'm going to tell them right now. First, I would tell you this one thing. I have been popping in and out of the brothel for a good long time. I'm quite knowledgeable regarding both its occupants and their activities. I assure you that talking about me is utterly worthless. Not only will you lose me as a potential source of information, but I'll simply disappear before someone comes to investigate your claims, leaving you looking the fool. You've won this time, Cabinet. I have a question for you then. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? Oh, dear, yes. I had heard about that. Most unfortunate. Did you ever have the exquisite pleasure of breathing in that scent of hers? The Amore's drawers seemed to shudder with delight. Absolutely wondrous it was. Oh, but sadly, no. I do not know where the good Lady Vivian's scent might be found. Something else for you, then. What can you tell me of this place? I would have a man find out for himself, rather than tell him the whole of it, after all. That's half the joy of the entire experience. I'll only tell you that which you likely know already. It's called the Brothel of Slaking Intellectual Lusts, and the prostitutes within specialize in the arts of language and communication. That's all I wish to know, then. Farewell. Alright, well, maybe he'll come in useful later. There's a book here, too, so you know what? I'm going to mark that. That was Finnam's book.
I'm gone.
Good as done. Okay.
All right, done.
What's the word, Chief?
I'm
Oh,
gone.
lady. Hello, miss.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure Mort's going to follow me around to all these places, or he would. I'm sure Anna would be disgusted, so she's going to pop over here. This dark-haired young woman is staring listlessly off into space, sighing miserably and occasionally picking at the seams of her green velvet gown. It's difficult to discern whether she's depressed or simply bored. Hello. She gives you only the briefest of glances before staring off in the distance once more. Oh, greetings, yes. I'm named Juliet. How may I... Oh, never thou mind. Leave me be, please. What's wrong? Oh, nothing at all. Only that I spend my days gazing into the face of meteorocracy, see if anything can erase its dreadful, tedious passage. Is your life so tedious? Alas, it is. She sighs, closing her eyes and massaging her temples. Dreadfully boring. Well, okay. Can I ask you some questions? I'm not really interested in adding excitement, as it were, to a girl who I know nothing about. Juliet rolls her eyes. Oh, go on, if thou must. I'm trying to find Vivian's scent. Do you know where it might be? Juliet exhales a long and forlorn sigh. You realize she's not even really looking at you. Juliet, did you hear me?
Updated my journal.
Oh, I was not truly listening. My apologies. But certainly thou hast not come to simply to deliver a litany of questions on my life of tedium, my tedium's doings. Is your life so tedious? Alright, fine. I'm certain I could add some excitement into your life, Juliet. No, 'tis kind of thee to offer, though. I'm already with the man, sir. And I do love him dearly. 'Tis just that I wish something more of our liaison. Is there a problem with the relationship? Yes, there's a problem. In that there is no problems to speak of. Our family took the news of our courtship